What's up, teammates? Start off with this. Ain't Antonio Pierce cold? Any cold? They ask him questions in the pressers. Ain't he cold? They ask him about some bullshit he don't want to talk about. He give him the quick joint and a look, and the reporter just shut DF up. Um, Mr. Pierce, what do you say about Davante Adams saying he doesn't want to play? If he's healthy, he plays. Now shut the fuck up. The reporter should shut right the fuck up. Just the look of shut the fuck up went right on his face, and that person shut exactly correctly right the fuck up. So anyway, I wanted to say that because Antonio Pierce is dope. All right, so I've been thinking about Davante Adams, and I've been thinking about Mark Davis, and I've been thinking, who was Mark Davis talking to when he made the decision to fire Josh McDaniels? Because he had to be talking to somebody who was close to the team, right? Someone who had the pulse of the locker room, right? So what does he do? He can't talk to his head coach. He's going to fire him. He can't talk to his general manager because if he fires his head coach, he's going to fire his general manager. He can't talk to his offense coordinator because he's going to get fired as soon as all of that goes down. And maybe he talks to his defensive coordinator. We don't know exactly whom he spoke with. And maybe he also spoke with Tom Brady because he was just looking for advice. But when it comes to the team, the person that I keep coming up with is Davante Adams. I think the whole conversation was about Davante staying, playing, and getting Aiden on the field so he can get Jimmy off the field. It's more about taking Jimmy off the field than it was about putting Aiden on the field. If we'd had another quarterback, maybe there would have been a quarterback controversy then because Brian Hoyer wouldn't have been there and they had someone else fucking decent, but they didn't. They had Brian Hoyer. So it came down to me, it came down to Davante and a discussion with Mark Davis. It seems as though Davante came to him and said, look, I can't handle it like this. We have to do something about me and Jimmy because I really feel like I'm going to end my career if I stay here. And he said as much in the series. So he had to come to him. He had to speak about that. And to me, it came down to, look, it's either me or Aiden. Because we saw what happened before the Lions game, and he wouldn't, commit to who he was going to play. And at the last second before the game, he flashed on him that Hoyer was going to play. And that's whenever the two got pissed, in my opinion. That's when Mark Davis started talking to Davante Adams about what's going on with the team. And it came down to a point of either Davante saying, me, basically, or Josh. And it wasn't a ultimatum type thing. It was, we need to get Aiden in there because I feel like we don't have a chance to win with Jimmy, and we definitely don't have a chance to win with Brian Hoyer. So we got to find a way to figure this out. And the only thing I can think of right now is for us to start Aiden. He had a great preseason when he played. When he had to run the time, he has an arm. I'd rather be out there with him. And Mark came through to McDoofus, and he said, look, we need to work with each other on this. I need you, despite what you like to do and your pride in the situation. We've got to start Aiden O'Connell because we just Davante is just not happy. If we can't keep him happy, if we keep uh, Jimmy on the field, he's going to get upset and he's going to leave. He's talked to Aaron Rodgers about figuring out how to get out of here. I have that on good uh, terms. Is what Mark Davis would be saying to McDoofus. So we either get Aiden in there, or I'm going to have problems with Davante. You're going to have problems with Davante, and it's just going to be dissent in the team. And I don't want to lose Davante. He's the biggest player for the fans. If he's gone, it's going to be just a great big blowback, even more so than the fact that I hired you. And McDaniels just wouldn't budge. I'm not going to budge. It's my team. I'm playing Hoyer. And he said, we're not going to go that way. I'm staying with Davante. Then, who was he talking to when it came to choosing Antonio Pierce? Well, who else has a good pulse on the team? Who else has a right to say this is probably the best for the team? And who else is in a position to listen, or for Mark Davis to want to listen to? So now that I look at it, it seems as though Davante had a little bit more control over the team than was perceived at first. Especially when you look at receiver and he said, well, I can say that I signed off on it. And he can say that confidently because he knows that there's actually even more to it than that. But I will just say that I signed off on it and leave it there. But we may have been an ultimatum away from staying. That's why I believe that it happened so late at night. It just came to the ultimatum, a late night conversation with Josh. Just you and me come through. It turned into a heated conversation. It turned into a you're fired conversation. It turned into a Antonio, you're the head coach and you're starting the Aiden O'Connell conversation. So anyway, now fast forward to today, and Davante saying, I don't want to play preseason, and Antonio Pierce saying, well, you going to have to play preseason. There might be a little power tension right there because Davante may have a little bit more voice than we out here know as fans and the general public. And maybe there's a little, hey, I got you this job feeling from Davante Adams, because basically he must have, because he has the pulse of the team. And Mark Davis said, who do you think? And Davante said, based on what I've seen and what happened in that meeting, the team was behind with Antonio Pierce was spitting. And I think if you went with him, you would at least get the team to follow him. And that's what happened. Now, will there be a little push-pull power struggle? Is there something that on the rise? It always starts with a seed. Has the seed been planted, though? I believe so. But I could be overanalyzing. But that's what I do. Silver lining is everything's going great now. Everything appears to be going smooth for foreseeable future. Tomorrow's Saturday. We can finally get this whole quarterback controversy thing out of the way. I also believe that Davante didn't want to go to training camp, partially because he didn't want to answer many more questions about Aiden. I think he just didn't want to be there to have to deal with that. And the team let the baby, not baby be an excuse. It can't be an excuse, right? So you can't put a time on that. So perhaps he was given extra time on that. Whatever, we'll see. Or we won't see, but whatever. I think there may be a little tit for tat going on there, but that's me. And I'm not trying to be negative about it. I'm just putting something out there that I thought might be afoot. But silver lining is, like I said, it's all going good now, and it'll be gravy later. I got the keys. Everybody hop on in. Aiden jock train is Aiden bandwagon. Be pulling out soon. All right, y'all. Remember, can't win them all. When the clouds get dark, look for the silver lining. I think I messed that up. Anyway, Guru out.